So question number 19 is another para jumble for us. One of the first things that I noticed and fixed here was the connection between sentence 4 and sentence 1. So you notice 4 talks about philosophers in the modern era often disagreed on the nature of race and the correlation, and then first talks about for example. So Kant, Rousseau, Mill disagreed over the critical issue of whether racial differences were mutable. So the only idea, the only concept for whom one can be an example is given in 4. So we need to have 4 and 1 placed together. Now when you look at 2, modern European philosophers played a key role in the development of the concept of race as a way to characterize and rank differences among human groups. This essentially is a precursor to sentence 2. I mean, you first have to have philosophers talking about race. It's only and it's only then that you subsequently talk about the disagreements coming specifically in their conception of race. So we need to put 2 here. So I need to have 2 for 1. Where do I put in 3? So 3 talks about defining race in terms of underlying biological features emerged well after the language of race had become familiar. So you need to have the concept of race brought in before you talk about forming up of something more specific with respect to race. So 3 is definitely going at the beginning. Can I put in 3 here immediately after 2? Now, if I put 3 here, then what comes later should talk about the connection between race and biological features. But 4 and 1 are not talking about biological features. They are in fact talking about non-physical characteristics, etc. Starting with it, but they're not talking about biological features, and therefore if you put 3 immediately after 2, so you have 2, 3, and then 4, 1 will be not at all related. 4 and 1 have to go together. So let's try putting 3 here at the end. So if I put it here, this still makes sense. So you introduce the concept of race, you talk about a key difference, and then you say that, oh, underlying biological features emerged well after. So if you've studied genetics, and at least I think until around 10th most of us have, mutable, anything becomes mutable when it is part of your genes, and genes are underlying biological features. So it makes sense for all of this to come after 4 and 1. Okay, so the best combination for these 4 sentences is 2, 4, 1 and 3 for us.